Welcome back. This video is just a continuation of where we left off. We previously upgraded the Catalyst 9K, and in this video we're going to configure it for Netflow and encrypted thread analytics. Now, when it comes to configuring it for Netflow, usually I'd say it'd be just the same configuration, but when you're combining it with encrypted thread analytics, you actually have to trim some of the record information that you would be recording. So it's only supposed to be doing the 5-tuple for the flow record. So we're going to have a much smaller flow record, as you can see here. If you want to screenshot that, you could pause the video now and do so. But instead of having that long list of records like we do for this, for example, for switch 1, let me go ahead and change this so you see the font a little bit better. So we're going to edit the session. So let me show this really quickly. We're going to go back to the back to switch 1, and I'll show the flow record. Show run. So the other flows, we had these longer flow records. As you can see here in comparison, it's much larger. And the reason being is just when you combine encrypted thread analytics, it has to be, you're actually pulling a lot less data from the regular Netflow, and most of it's kind of delegated to encrypted thread analytics. So with encrypted thread analytics, you're getting enhanced Netflow, so it's gathering a lot more information, such as the payload of the first packet, including application metadata, the TLS version, encryption information. So it gets a little bit more information for threat hunting. So let me go ahead and start with the Netflow configuration of this Catalyst 9K. We're just going to go ahead and copy and paste this smaller flow record right now. So again, if you wanted to pause this video and take a snapshot of this, you can. We're going to go ahead and do our flow exporter, which is just like before. It's pointing towards our flow collector. Its source is our interface VLAN 100, and the UDP port is just a regular one of 2055. Then we're going to tie both the exporter and the record together with the flow monitor. So as you can see here, it's tying that flow record and the exporter together, and it's setting the active and inactive timeout to 60 seconds and 15 seconds. Now there's two ways you can apply this. You can either apply this on the interfaces themselves by doing interface, oh, hold on a sec. So I can do interface range G10/1 to 48 and do IP flow monitor, stealth watch monitor, and this is going to be for the input. Another way of doing it, if you didn't want to do it on the interface itself, is you can do VLAN configuration and have it be done for the actual VLAN. It's the same thing: IP flow monitor, stealth watch monitor, input. But since I already have it on the interface, not going to configure that here. Next thing I'm going to do is we're going to configure encrypted thread analytics, and that's a pretty easy configuration. So to get into the right context, we would do ETA analytics. Then we would configure our flow collector where we're pointing this to. So this would be IP flow export destination, and that's going to be 10.1.100.51, and the port that it would use, which is 2055. And I'm going to set the inactive timeout to 15 seconds as well. You can see here the range you have, but I would keep it under 5 minutes, of course. And then we would apply this this configuration, just enable the ET analytics on the interface itself. So we're going to go to interface range G1/0/1 to 48, and we're going to do ET analytics enable. And that's it. If we wanted to verify our configuration, we could do show flow record stealth watch monitor, and show flow record, stealth watch record. That's sorry about that. And you can see here the fields that we used for the flow record. If you want to see that the flow monitor is working and exporting, we could do show flow monitor, stealth watch monitor, statistics. And if we just keep doing this, we'll see it increase. So just give it a second and you'll see records start to time out and this number will increase. So you can see first flow stage 29, 21, 23. Again, it jumped from 23 to 30. And if you wanted to see the raw data, what will be sent in the cache, you can do show flow monitors, stealth watch monitor cache, and see some of this raw data here. Let me go ahead and pivot over to stealth watch really quickly. And I actually had this up before because I was testing this out, but let's go back to. So let's go to interfaces. And let's go filter by device. And apply. And now you can see here that we're getting, this is the interface VLAN 100 IP address for this exporter. And we're starting to see information for this exporter. So I'm going to pause this video really quickly. Apologies, I had to actually stop the video for a few minutes so I could take a call. So I'm back at the dashboard, and if I scroll down, I actually have one host that's being detected under cognitive threat analytics. Now this isn't from encrypted threat analytics. This is nothing in regards to that. If this was detected using ETA, there'd be a big encrypted blue symbol right here, but there is one host that's showing a detection thanks to cognitive threat analytics. So if we open this in cognitive threat analytics, we can see exactly what's happening here. So in this case, just opening that host up, and we can see here that this host was reaching out to Onion browsing Tor. So, and I can see all of the flows that were happening that caused this alert and who it was trying to reach out to and anomalous periodic detection. Truth is, this actually was happening. I actually installed a Tor browser on this computer, and I kept trying to have it connect, and it wasn't working because there's an upstream proxy inside of this lab that blocks it, but it still was attempting to reach out, and because the Netflow saw that, it was able to detect it and let me know. Because of that upstream proxy, it also blocks any testing sites that I would use for encrypted threat analytics. So unfortunately, I can't show you what that would look like here, but I can show you from another demo stealth watch instance. So scrolling down here, you can see here that the encrypted sign here shows that these detections were done or discovered using encrypted threat analytics. So it kind of stands out like a sore thumb. And this applet kind of shows you the top risks in detected by cognitive threat analytics. So let's go ahead and dig into this one. This one says banking Trojan. How was this discovered? So let's go ahead and pull this up really quickly. And when you see the incident in cognitive threat analytics, it's kind of like a roadmap of like, how did this get to be this high? It's ranked a 9 right now. So you can see here it started with anomalous traffic, persistent anomalous traffic, large data transfers, and its severity level is going up as these things are happening. It's reaching out to malicious hosts. And if you're wondering what an incident number is or what incident risk is, it goes from 1 to 10. And you just need to hover your mouse over and you see that this endpoint is likely compromised. At this point, you should be working on mitigating it. When you actually go into cognitive threat analytics, you also see the confidence amount. In this case, it's 100% confidence. You can click on the ticket itself and actually see a little bit more information about what it was that was detected. So in this case, we'll go ahead to detected incidents because I believe somebody already put that as confirmed. Oh, I don't want to see the resolve ones. I want to see everything. Okay, so in this case, this would be, okay, this is the thread. So this is not risk level 9. This is the one that we were looking at before and seeing the steps. This is the threat related to Vautrax, which is an information stealing Trojan primarily focused on bank theft and financial fraud. So it gives you a human readable paragraph telling you exactly what it is, and even without encrypting the packet, it's able to tell based on where it's reaching out to the CNC servers, how it's acting. Like, this is most likely this kind of malware. You can see here that how many users that are infected, when that incident started, and in this case, you can put it in investigating. If you can kind of triage, put down that this has been remediated and close the incident. And in cognitive threat analytics, you also have a nice little dashboard here. You can see the highest risk, the escalation, the highest escalations, things that jumped in terms of risk. And it's pretty easy to read. So that's kind of one of those features inside of StealthWatch that's awesome it's just a matter of checking the box and turning it on. It doesn't require any additional licenses. If you have the switches that are that allow encrypted threat analytics, or the routers that do, you can go ahead and just turn it on and aim the flows towards StealthWatch. And the mission, this is correlating data from the AMP cloud and Threat Grid cloud. So it's looking at the behavioral indicators of other malware and incidents that it's seeing out there in the wild, and correlating it to how things are behaving inside of your environment. So it's kind of adding extra third-party intelligence besides just the rules and algorithms that are built into StealthWatch. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and end this video. I hope this was useful for you, and thank you so much for watching.